The colony dome on Zaros was supposed to be secure. Humanity had settled under its transparent walls, safe from the storms and venomous flora outside. But nothing about Zaros was safe, especially not the beasts. Kale had grown up in the shadows of those tales, monstrous predators that prowled beyond the electrified fences, silent, cunning, and almost impossible to kill. The most feared of them all was the Vorik, a beast so deadly that even the armored hunters whispered its name like a curse. No human had ever stood before one and lived. And yet, Kale found himself facing one. The night had begun with alarms. A breach in the east sector. Screams over the comms. Kale, just a mechanic barely trusted with a pulse rifle, had no business running toward the chaos. But he did. He ran straight into the storm, toward the thing that was tearing through soldiers as if their armor were cloth. The Vorik emerged from the mist, six-limbed, plated in black carapace, eyes glowing molten gold. Each step shook the ground. Its mandibles opened, dripping venom that hissed against the dirt. Every instinct told Kale to run. His knees almost buckled, but he didn't move. He couldn't. Something inside him locked him in place. And then the beast stopped. The Vorika's massive head lowered until its burning eyes were level with Kale's. Soldiers, hidden behind barricades, froze in disbelief. Instead of striking, the creature gave a deep, resonant rumble. Slowly, impossibly, it lowered itself to the ground, bowing. Gasps filled the comms. And one voice, sharp with shock, cut through them. That's not possible. It was Lyra. Lyra was not human. She was one of the native Zarati, tall, lithe, her skin marked with glowing lines that pulsed with the planet's strange energy. For years, she had been forced into a tense alliance with the humans, guiding them through survival, though she never trusted them. She had studied the Vorik since childhood, and she knew one truth above all. They bowed to no one. Yet here one was, pressing its clawed limbs into the dirt before a trembling human mechanic. Kale swallowed, his throat dry. What just happened? Lyra stepped forward cautiously, her eyes wide, disbelief written across her usually composed face. It chose you. Chose me? The Vorik recognize only strength, only bloodlines tied to this world. No human could. She cut herself off, glaring. Unless, the Vorik gave another rumble, curling its armored body protectively around Kale. Soldiers who tried to raise weapons found themselves frozen under its glowing gaze. Kale stumbled back, but the beast moved with him, shielding him from harm. Lyra's heart pounded. She had seen elders slain by these beasts, Zarati warriors torn apart. And now, before her eyes, the deadliest predator on Zaros was behaving like a loyal guardian. Not even the greatest of her people could claim such a bond. It doesn't make sense, she whispered. But the Vorika's decision was final. The days that followed changed everything. Kale became both a miracle and a threat. The colony leaders wanted the beast destroyed, terrified of its power. But no weapon would fire near it. Systems shorted, ammo misfired. The Vorik guarded Kale fiercely, only lowering its defenses when Kale asked it to. Rumors spread like wildfire that Kale was blessed, cursed, or secretly not human at all. Soldiers who once ignored him now stepped aside in fear. And Lyra couldn't stay away. She found him outside the dome one night, the storm raging while the Vorik loomed beside him like a shadow. You shouldn't be here alone, she said. Kale shrugged, his eyes on the beast. Feels like I'm never alone anymore. She studied him. His hair whipped in the wind, his hands trembling as he rested them against the Vorika's plated head. You don't understand what this means, she said. If it truly chose you, then the balance of this world has shifted. My people will see you as dangerous. Kale laughed bitterly. I was a mechanic. I fixed doors and generators. Now everyone looks at me like I'm some kind of monster. The Vorak rumbled softly, almost comfortingly. Lyra's chest tightened. The sight of the beast, the same one that had slaughtered countless Zarati, lowering itself to Kale, was almost unbearable. And yet, she couldn't deny what she saw. You are neither monster nor savior, she said, but you will be forced to become one or the other. Kale met her gaze. And which do you think I'll be? She hesitated. I don't know. That's what terrifies me. The colony's leaders eventually demanded the Vorak be caged. They armed themselves, prepared an ambush. Kale begged them not to. Lyra warned them it would end in slaughter. But fear made men reckless. The night of the trap, soldiers surrounded Kale's quarters. The Vorak roared, shaking the dome walls. Chaos erupted, lasers fired, alarms screamed. But in the midst of the chaos, Kale did something no one expected. He stepped between his people and the beast. No, he shouted, arms spread. It's not our enemy. The Vorak froze, its mandibles clicking uncertainly. Soldiers lower their weapons, not by choice, but because every targeting system failed at once. Sparks rained from rifles. And then something stranger happened. The beast's golden eyes flared, and Kale felt it, not in words, but in his bones, a bond. Images flooded his mind, forests untouched by humans, Zarati warriors bowing to Vorak long ago, a world where beast and being shared blood. Kale collapsed, gasping. Lyra rushed forward, catching him. What did you see? They're not just beasts, he whispered. They're guardians, and they're dying. That's why it chose me. Her eyes widened. If that was true, then everything she believed about her world was wrong. From that night, Kale was no longer just a human mechanic. He was the link between two species, carrying a bond older than any living memory. The Vorak followed him, but it was not his servant. It was his equal. And even Lyra, proud and skeptical, had to admit, when she saw the way the beast's golden eyes softened only for him, that she had never believed such a thing was possible. And yet it was